Hey guys, Analog Man here for another deck profile, and as you can see from the title, we are looking at the BT16 version of Numemon. This deck has been making waves since BT15 came out and we got the new Monze X. This deck has gone from like, hey, it's a fun rogue deck to oh god, it's Numemon in Tier 1. So pretty crazy, honestly. This deck has gotten a lot of support, especially now with BT16. We actually got even more support now thanks to the new Uko and the new Valkyrie. So we're basically sitting pretty good now. This deck, honestly, like, is insanely powerful. The fact that it can get around a lot of things and it has access to basically two of the best mechanics in the game, which is D-Digivolving and DP Reduction, which is really strong at the moment. Honestly, like this deck just got way better and better, and as each set goes by, we are getting slightly new support. Like way later in BT17, we're going to be getting the new Liberator stuff, and we're going to be basically adding in Overclock to this deck, which is really crazy. But yeah, no, let's actually get into the deck profile so you can see what I'm talking about because Numemon is just, he's just insanely awesome. So first off, for the egg, we are running 4 of the Sunomons. We're still running this one because this guy just, his effect is really good. I know that most people have already shifted over to like the purple engine, but I still like the black engine specifically because of the effect of getting a draw. If you can get out enough rookies with this, you can basically draw like 3 cards in total sometimes. In one match, I basically drew into all my Ukos, and I just had like a field of them while I just like anytime I digivolved, I would just draw so many cards, which was really crazy. I honestly like this a bit more than having to have my guy die just to, you know, draw. Like I love the purple engine, but it's just I feel this is a little bit better, and it doesn't deck you out as fast, and you don't lose resources from your hand at the same time, which that's the main thing I don't like. The fifth egg, of course, we are still running a Tokomon. The Tokomon specifically that I got from winning first place. This guy is still really funny because the fact that if they were to kill your Uko, you go, okay, I get to draw one. So there you go. For rookies, we run specifically like one Uko and then or like one specifically one Digimon specifically, and then we have like a bunch of floodgates basically. So this looks kind of weird to show, but it's like so first off, we run, of course, the 4 Ukomons. This guy is self-explanatory. His effect is just really broken. You get to gain a memory and hatch a new egg every time he comes out of breeding, so it's just really strong. So you have to run 4. Then you run 4 of the new Ukomon. For those that do not know what this new Uko does, this guy's really cool. He does cost 1, sadly. He costs 1 to evolve. When one of your Digimon moves from the breeding area, you get to reveal the top 3, and you get to add either a Digimon card or a tamer from them to your hand. You return the rest to the bottom, and then you get to hatch an egg. So it's basically the same as this, except instead of gaining a memory, you get to gain a card, basically. So pretty solid, and this basically searches everything except for option cards. So and with how this deck is built, you don't really have that many option cards, so you're guaranteed to get a hit with this no matter what. Then we run 1 Chumon, specifically to stop memory gaining. 1 Cutemon, specifically so they can't reduce Digivolution costs, trainings and stuff like that. Then we run 1 Pillowmon so we can stop them from playing Digimon effects, which can also hurt us too. But at the same time, if you end your turn with this with a full board, they basically can't do some of their effects. Like this actually stops Tyrant. Then we run 1 Lunamon as the spicy tech. Lunamon is still insane as a one-off because you can just pass turn, giving them 1, and then you basically go to next turn, you push up Uko, and then you go, okay, I bounce this back to hand, I immediately go to 3 by default. So really solid to run at least 1 copy, and of course, as you can see, I'm running exactly 12. That's basically just how the deck should be at this point because Numemon can fully utilize both the Ukos at full power like this, so you have to run a set of each of these and then running these floodgates so you can basically stop your opponent. You can honestly change these depending on how your locals goes. Like if they focus a lot on trainings and stuff, you might just want to go for Cutemons and Chumons. If they like playing like Tyrant and like any deck that likes to swarm the board by playing Digimon out, you might want to increase Pillow up instead. And then Lunamon, of course, still because he's a really awesome card to play. For level 4s, of course, which is basically the majority of this deck, we run 4 Garamons because he counts as a Numemon, and on play he trashes a Numemon to draw 2. This is like basically our main draw engine or search engine, essentially, so we need to see this in hand for us to basically do anything. Then we run 4 Numemon X because he is basically one of the main ways that the deck reoccurs stuff from the trash, specifically replaying like Platinum Numemon or playing one of the other Numemons to evolve onto. And of course, it has its own effect where it's all turns. If it has a Numemon underneath, it gains on deletion, play a Numemon. Then we run 3 of the Numemon from the Digipolice. This one is specifically to give something Rush, to set up Satsuki, and to give something Blocker at the same time. Then we run 2 of this Numemon because sometimes we can swing this and have it die and get a search for a top 3, so pretty good. And of course, it does give Blocker to anything Monze or Numemon. And yeah, that's basically all the level 4s we run in the deck. For level 5s, we of course run the 4 Monzes, because Monze is literally one of the best level 5s at the moment. It's super strong. It gives a minus 3,000, so basically kill any rookie or small green level 4 basically. Also does a -1 security, and it gives security plus when it, to the guy that it evolves into, so pretty strong. And you can hard play it and gain an extra 2 memory by equipping a Numemon, so pretty solid. Then you have to run also as well 4 Monze X. This guy is basically your main removal of the deck because on play, basically when it digivolves, if it has Monze X antibody, you can basically play a level 3 rookie or you can play a Numemon. So any Numemon, no level requirement. So you could play Platinum, discard a Numa, and then gain 2 memory, and then you get to activate his effect for every Digimon on the board, including himself. Something gets minus 2,000 for each. So if you have a board of 4, that's already a minus of like 16 already on them, basically, or no, at least 8,000 on them. So then you combo that with the other level 6s, and you could potentially just DP reduce them into the ground. There was one match where I was testing against my friend Kendall. Shout out to him. We managed to basically DP reduce. Or I managed to DP reduce his Tyrant all the way, like at least by like 20,000. It's insane how much DP removal this card can do, but if you set it up properly, you can just wipe their board basically. Then the last level 5 we run is, of course, Warumanze. Warumanze is still really solid, so I like to run at least 1 copy just to kind of get, still have the digivolving part of the deck. And, of course, the fact that it can stop anything that's 5 cost or less from attacking on play, so pretty solid. For level 6s, we of course run 3 Platinum Numemon because Platinum Numemon basically is one of the most broken level 6s for this deck. It is weak because it's at 9,000, but on play when Digivolving you can trash a Numemon, gain 2, so this becomes like a 1 cost, and then when it dies it gets to play anything Monze or Numemon that's level 5 or lower from your hand for free. So you can play this out, pass turn, you can play this, de-Digivolve. This one's not so great to hard play, but it does help you set up for next turn, so pretty good. Then we run 2 Venusmons because, this deck having access to yellow and its level 5s, we can evolve into this and basically stun their entire board and they can't do anything for the turn. Then one of the new additions is the new Ace, Valkyriemon Ace. This guy is amazing. Once again, shout out to my friend Brock for helping me get these. These are the art on this is insane. The foiling is literally right on the sword, so it's like a sick looking foil like this. As you can see me just like tilting it, the foiling like this, it just looks amazing. Anyway, so this guy can blast evolve on anything yellow, so basically everything except for Warumanze. On play or when digivolving, all of your opponents' Digimon get minus 5,000 for the turn basically. So if you blast evolve on their turn, their board is entirely DP minus. And then all turns when a card is removed from security, you can just delete something 8,000 or lower. And if you do that, this guy gains a security attack +1. So you're basically guaranteed to basically pop their board if they're trying to swarm with small guys and they try to swing in, you just blast evolve and they basically get screwed because of it. It's honestly really strong, and then you can combo this. The best part is that it evolves for 4 cost, right? So you can gain memory off of a lot of your other stuff. You do that, you digivolve, and then you go into ruin mode, and you do minus 10,000 on their board, which basically covers a lot of things. So they basically can't even push up a level 5. They would have to push up a level 6 to get past that. But yeah, that's And then we also run one Quantumon as our last level 6. She is just here for like that alternate removal, but also the fact that she can make herself immune for the turn. So potentially, if you know what your opponent is playing specifically, you can be like, oh, okay, so they're playing Tyrant. I'm going to call Digimon, and then you reveal a Digimon, and then she becomes fully immune to all their effects for that turn, and it allows you kind of to do more stuff next turn. Yeah, but that's basically all level 6. For level 7s, we just run one specifically, and it's 2 ruin modes. This deck just goes all in on the DP reduction and healing, basically. So we opt to run this instead of Merciful Mode. Merciful Mode is really good, but the fact that it costs 6 and it's just really hard to just kind of recover from that dying unless you like, have this in the source. I'd rather go for this because at least if it dies, it does a minus 5,000 to their board. So I'm opting to use this instead. Uh, we only run one option, and that's 2 protoforms specifically because we can evolve into this without Monze or Waru. So you got to run at least 2 copies. Originally, I was only running 1 copy, but I bumped it up to 2 because I just wanted to get into this as soon as possible so I could basically start controlling their board. For Tamers, we run 1 Louis because Uko. Plus, it gains us a memory and helps us push out a rookie for an extra swing, basically. 1 Digimon Emperor because a lot of decks are still pushing out rookies, especially like any deck that's running a super rare rookie. This hurts them because they basically lose memory because of that. And then we run 2 Satskis because it gives us that extra memory and it gives us jamming for all of our Numemons. So really solid to run 2 of her. Aside from that, no, the deck hasn't really changed that much. It's just basically switched out the other rookies just to basically go full on the Ukos. We also did replace the Azulong. We were running Azulong at 1, but I managed to make room for 2 Valkyrie Aces, which is really strong. And then, of course, switching out the Merciful for Ruin Mode because we're just going to go hard into the DP minusing. Aside from that, no, the deck is basically still doing the same thing. It just has slightly new tools that just basically let it go, basically do it more better, basically. It's honestly like just looking at it, it's just like a slight improvement, but that slight improvement actually does push this deck pretty high. This deck, along with like Imperial and Magna X, I'm gonna be predicting is gonna be like tier 1, along with um, honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Dorogoramon because it's such a cool deck. Like the collusion stuff is just so cool, and I just love how it works. But yeah, as usual, this is my version of it. This is after like play testing the hell out of this deck. Like I've been playing this deck since it came out with the Monzes and Rising Wind. So finally getting to see this deck like actually get to its full potential finally is really nice. Aside from that, as usual, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys next time.